Johnny, I wish you'd stop talking about COVID on YouTube. Yeah, we're going to get banned, I'm telling you again. Well, I think you're worrying a bit too much now, Johnny. There seems to be, as they say, an unravelling of the narrative on the pandemic. What is it this time? Yeah, well, what we've got here, Johnny, is that a committee for the European Union was set up a couple of years ago, right in the middle of this so-called pandemic, to look at how best to get people vaccinated and how best to lock people up and how best to bloody treat people and all that sort of shit. Right, Jesus. Have a look at this. Compliments of Dr. John.
Now let's look at a report now from the European Parliament. This is from the special committee set up by the European Parliament. This is from Christine Anderson, member of the European Parliament, who is a member of the special committee on the COVID pandemic, lessons learned and recommendations for the future. So over to this committee now.
Yeah, you may have heard things are unfolding rather quickly right now, thanks to our colleague Rob Ross, who raised the question in the COVID committee, and the Pfizer representative, answered in quite a clear way. So we all know now that people have been lied to. It was a gigantic lie, and on this lie, everything that governments, especially in the Western democracies, did to infringe on people's rights, to take away their freedom, to lock them in their homes, imposing curfews, all of this was based on that gigantic lie.
Holy shit!
I can only thank my colleagues. We are doing an incredible job in this COVID committee, and we will get to the bottom of things, and we will get the answers that the people that you deserve. We will work on that, and we will continue to work on that. But, and that is the other message, none of that would have been possible to do if we did not have the massive, enormous support of you, the people. Because you took to the street, you showed your governments that you will not put up with this and you will not stand for this. And for that, I really thank you and I applaud you, and I will do so right now. This applause was for you, the people, because we can only do so much if we do not have the support of you, the people. And as you may have heard, Ursula von der Leyen, EU Commission President, is now under a lot of pressure, and rightly so. The people have a right to know what went on in these contracts with her exchange of SMS with Pfizer Bourla. The people need to know who they can hold responsible and accountable for whatever may have gone on behind the scenes. So, yes, thank you again. It was your support that kept us going and that made all of this possible. And things are changing now. Their house of cards is tumbling down, and it is doing so rightfully. And you know what? One more thing, though. I am sick and tired of being called a COVIDiot. And I much rather be a COVIDiot than being a Gov idiot. Because that's what all these people blindly trust. Because that's what all these people that blindly trusted their governments turned out to be. And I will say it again, it was never ever about public health. It was never about breaking any waves. It was always about breaking people. But, and that's the good news, they failed. It didn't work. And that I am very proud of, and I'm proud of the people that I am so honored to be allowed to represent, and I will continue to do just that. Thank you very much.
So there we go. They were the views of Christine Anderson, member of the European Parliament in Germany, a member of the Special Committee of the on the COVID-19 pandemic, lessons learnt and recommendations for the future. And of course, we couldn't possibly be in a position to comment on the content of what she said there, but I thought you'd be interested in seeing it.
Well, what do you say about that? You won't see that on bloody mainstream news tonight just before Dancing with the Stars, let me tell you.
You know, it's great that our elected representatives still have freedom of speech, or relative freedom of speech. It's a pity all of us don't enjoy the same privilege.
Do you mean to say after all this bloody time and all this bloody stuffing around it...
Born free.